If you are over 60 and living with high blood pressure, you need to hear this because there is a direct and powerful link between those numbers on your monitor and the swelling in your lower legs. It is a connection that gets overlooked far too often. You might be treating the swelling with water pills or compression socks, but missing the root cause that is driving it all. Today, we are going to connect the dots. We are going to reveal the 4 hidden reasons why high blood pressure is forcing your body to hold on to fluid, and more importantly, we are going to talk about what you can do to fix it so you can walk lighter, feel stronger, and get back to living life on your own terms. Before we dive into these 4 reasons, if you care about staying healthy and maintaining your independence well into your golden years, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We share the kind of deep dive senior health tips that doctors often do not have time to explain in a 15-minute appointment. And let me ask you a quick question. I am always curious to know who we are talking to. Are you watching from the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Drop a comment below with where you are from. It is amazing to see how far our community reaches, and I love reading every single one of your responses. Now, let us get into the heart of the matter. We often think of high blood pressure and fluid retention as 2 separate issues. You take a pill for one, and maybe you wear special socks for the other. But in the human body, nothing happens in isolation. Everything is connected. When you have high blood pressure, your circulatory system is under constant stress, and that stress triggers a domino effect that ends up pooling liquid in your extremities. It is not just about gravity, and it is not just about getting older. It is about mechanics. The first reason your high blood pressure is causing fluid retention has to do with the hard-working filters in your body known as your kidneys. You see, your kidneys and your blood pressure are locked in a very tight relationship. Think of your kidneys as a very sophisticated coffee filter. Their job is to sift through your blood-removing toxins and excess fluid while keeping the good stuff. But this filter system relies entirely on delicate pressure balances to work. When you have chronic high blood pressure, it is like turning the faucet on full blast into that delicate coffee filter. The high pressure creates a force that can actually damage the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys. Over time, this high pressure causes those vessels to scar and narrow. When that happens, your kidneys become less efficient. They stop filtering blood as well as they used to. Now, here is where the fluid retention comes in. One of the main jobs of the kidneys is to regulate sodium or salt. When the kidneys are stressed by high blood pressure, they struggle to remove excess sodium from your body. And we all know the rule of chemistry that where sodium goes, water follows. So as that salt builds up in your system because your damaged kidneys cannot flush it out, your body holds onto water to dilute it. It creates a vicious cycle. You have high blood pressure, which damages the kidneys, which leads to salt retention, which increases fluid volume, which then raises your blood pressure even higher. It is a loop. And the result is that heavy feeling in your legs and that puffiness around your eyes in the morning. It is not just water. It is a sign that your filters are under siege. So what can you do about this kidney connection? First, it is vital to keep your blood pressure managed, but you can also help your kidneys by being very mindful of your salt intake, not just from the shaker, but from hidden sources like bread and canned soups. And surprisingly, staying hydrated actually helps. It sounds counterintuitive to drink water when you are retaining fluid, but drinking enough water helps your kidneys flush out the sodium. Imagine you are rinsing out that clogged filter. Giving your body clean, clear water helps it let go of the old stagnant fluid it is holding on to. Now let us move on to the second reason, which involves the engine of your body, the heart itself. High blood pressure is essentially resistance. It means your arteries are tight or stiff, and your heart has to push incredibly hard to circulate blood against that resistance. Imagine trying to blow up a balloon that is very stiff and thick. You have to blow much harder than usual, right? That is what your heart is doing every single minute of every single day. Over time, this extra workload causes the heart muscle, specifically the left ventricle, to thicken. Doctors call this hypertrophy. Now, you might think a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle, but in the heart, a thick muscle is a stiff muscle. When the heart muscle gets too thick from fighting high blood pressure, it cannot relax properly between beats. If it cannot relax, it cannot fill up completely with blood. This is where the fluid problem starts. If the heart cannot accept all the blood returning from your body, that blood has to go somewhere. It creates a backlog. Think of it like a traffic jam on a highway. If there is a lane closure up ahead, traffic backs up for miles behind it. When your stiff heart cannot take in the blood fast enough, the traffic backs up into your veins. And because of gravity, the place where that backlog settles is your legs and ankles. The pressure in your veins rises and fluid leaks out into the surrounding tissues, causing that swelling known as edema. It is a mechanical issue caused by the heart working overtime. This is why you might notice the swelling gets worse as the day goes on. Gravity is pulling everything down and your heart is struggling to pump it back up against that high pressure. The actionable advice here is to give your heart some help. You cannot fix the stiffness overnight, but you can assist the pump. This is where the concept of the second heart comes in. Did you know you have a second heart? It is your calf muscles. Every time you walk or flex your feet, your calf muscles squeeze the veins in your legs, pushing blood back up toward your heart. If you are sedentary, that second heart is turned off and the fluid pools. So simply walking or doing ankle pumps while you sit can manually assist your stiff heart and reduce that backlog. It is like opening up an extra lane in that traffic jam, helping everything flow smoothly again. We are halfway through our list, and these insights are crucial because they change how we look at our own bodies. If you are finding this helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps spread the word to other seniors who might be struggling with swollen legs and looking for answers just like you were. And if you have not yet, do subscribe for more little-known health insights because we are just getting started on this list. Now we come to the third reason, and this one is a bit of a paradox. Sometimes the very thing you are using to treat your high blood pressure is the cause of your fluid retention. It sounds ironic, doesn't it? You go to the doctor to fix your health, and the solution creates a new problem. I am talking about medication side effects, specifically a class of drugs called calcium channel blockers. If you are taking medication for your blood pressure, there is a good chance you might be on one of these. Common names include amlodipine or nifedipine. These drugs work by relaxing your blood vessels so blood can flow more easily, which lowers your pressure. That sounds great in theory. But here's the catch. These drugs are very good at relaxing the arteries, which carry blood away from the heart, but they are not as effective at relaxing the veins, which carry blood back to the heart. So picture this. Your arteries open wide and flood your capillaries with blood, but the veins on the other end are not as open. This creates a pressure mismatch in the tiny capillaries in your legs. It is like opening the floodgates on a dam, but leaving the drain pipes small. The pressure builds up in those tiny vessels and fluid is forced out into your tissue. This is incredibly common. Many seniors think their heart failure is getting worse or their kidneys are failing, when in reality it is just a side effect of the pill they took with breakfast. Now, I want to be very clear here. This does not mean you should stop taking your medication. Please do not do that. High blood pressure is dangerous and needs to be treated. But knowledge is power. If you notice that your swelling started or got worse after you began a new medication, you need to talk to your doctor. It is not all in your head. There are adjustments that can be made. Sometimes lowering the dose or adding a different type of medication can balance out that pressure mismatch. You do not have to suffer in silence thinking it is just old age. It might just be chemistry, and chemistry can be adjusted. This brings us to our fourth reason, and this one is about the changing landscape of your body as you age. It is the connection between arterial stiffness and salt sensitivity. When we are young, our blood vessels are like fresh rubber bands. They are stretchy and flexible. If we eat a salty meal and our blood volume goes up, our blood vessels just stretch a little to accommodate it and we feel fine. But as we get over 60, especially if we have had high blood pressure for a while, those blood vessels change. They become more like stiff pipes than rubber bands. They lose that elasticity. This is often called hardening of the arteries. Now combine that with something called salt sensitivity. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at processing salt. So here is the scenario. You eat a meal that maybe does not seem that salty to you, but because your system is older, that salt stays in your blood longer, holding on to water. In a younger body, the blood vessels would expand to hold that extra extra water. But in your body over 60, those stiff arteries cannot expand. So the pressure inside the tube skyrockets. And when the pressure inside the tube gets too high, the only place for the fluid to go is out through the walls and into your tissue. It creates a situation where even a normal amount of salt can cause swelling that you never experienced in your 40s or 50s. It feels unfair. You might be eating the same way you always have, but your body is reacting differently now. That is the stiffness and the pressure working together against you. The takeaway here is that we have to adapt our diet to our changing physiology. We cannot eat like we did when we were 30 because our pipes have changed. But there is a secret weapon against this salt sensitivity, and it is called potassium. Potassium is like the anti-salt. It helps your kidneys excrete sodium, and it helps relax those stiff blood vessel walls. Incorporating potassium-rich foods like avocados, sweet potatoes, spinach, or even yogurt can help counteract that stiff pipe problem. It is like adding a softening agent to the system, helping everything relax so the fluid does not get forced out into your ankles. It might feel a bit unsettling to learn all this, to realize that your heart, kidneys, and medications are all playing this complex tug of war inside you. But remember, knowledge is power. Now that you understand the mechanics, you can stop blaming yourself. You can stop looking at your swollen ankles with frustration and start looking at them with understanding. They are just a signal. And now you know how to answer that signal. So let us recap what we have discovered today. We learned that high blood pressure damages the kidney filters, causing them to hoard salt and water. We learned that a stiff, overworked heart causes blood to back up into the legs like a traffic jam. We learned that certain medications can relax arteries but not veins, causing leakage. And we learned that stiff, aging arteries simply cannot handle salt the way they used to, forcing fluid out into your tissues. It is a lot to take in, but the solution is not to be overwhelmed. The solution is to take small, consistent steps. You do not need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even cutting down that daily intake of processed food can spare your kidneys. Even a 10-minute walk can help your heart pump that fluid back up. Even a conversation with your doctor about your prescription can change your quality of life. Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing the definition of your ankles again. Imagine putting on your shoes without using a shoehorn or feeling that pinch. Imagine walking up the porch steps easily again without that heavy lead weight feeling in your legs. That is the difference these small tweaks can make over time. Your body is incredibly resilient. It wants to heal. It wants to find balance. It just needs you to give it the right environment to do so. I know getting older is hard. The aches, the fear of losing mobility, the new symptoms that seem to pop up every year, it can be scary and it can be discouraging, but I want you to know that you are not alone in this, and it is not too late to turn things around. Growing older might be inevitable, but growing weaker doesn't have to be. Every small step you take, every better food you choose, every good habit you build is strengthening your legs and your future freedom. One meal, one step at a time, you are taking charge of your health. You have the power to change the narrative. You are not just a patient with a diagnosis. You are the captain of the ship, and with the right adjustments, you can steer it into smoother waters. Now I would love to hear from you. Which of these 4 reasons surprised you the most? Was it the medication side effect, or maybe the connection to the kidneys? Do you have any personal experiences with swollen legs, and what has worked for you? Share your story or any questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and we all learn so much from each other. Your tip might be the exact thing someone else needs to read today. And if you are still with me and determined to stay strong and keep fighting for your health, type the number 1 in the comments to affirm it. Let us fill the comments section with ones to show that we are a community that does not give up. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. It means a lot to me, and it helps the algorithm show this video to other seniors who need this information. And do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important health insights that could improve your life. We have plenty more science-backed tips for thriving in your golden years coming your way. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember your independence is carried by your legs, so treat them well. Keep taking those small steps for your health because they add up to giant strides in your freedom. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.